What up, Taurus? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an awesome week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your likes, your subscriptions, your shares, keeping me coming back and keeping this channel growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, what I'm going to be doing this week is a tarot card reading for the week of November 20th through the 26th. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems are happy to see us. Just a big whole party today. Now I'm going to be pulling 15 cards. They're going to be in 5 groups of 3. The middle group is going to represent the nature of your problem. The upper left and upper right hand corners are going to be some future options that we're going to play around with. The bottom left will be some perspectives that might help assist you with the nature of the problem. And then finally, the bottom right will be whatever messages your higher self would like you to know. And in case you all were curious, I'm using Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. The imagery on these cards are super cool, so I'll make sure to show you those all throughout. And I've included in the description box below, in case you wanted to see some of the decks that I use and get one of your own and pull with me. Utilize that however you will, Taurus. But without further ado, higher self, what do we have in store for Taurus this week? Let me get your cards pulled, and then we will get right to it. Nice. Okay, Taurus, I'm with it. Look at this. Oh, and then there's that guy. We were off to such a good start. That's right, Taurus. Everything is still fine. Let's see. Bam and bam. Okay. Good stuff here. Let me get your cards kind of situated here. Sit with them for a second, and then we will get to it. Okay. Okay. Interesting. All right, Taurus. I think I'm with it. So, for the nature of your problem this week, have the Aeon card. And then the cards that came along with it are the 2 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. All right, Taurus. So, I feel like with the Aeon card being the nature of your problem, it could be a couple of things here. I feel like for some, I feel like we're getting ready to come upon a new chapter. We're getting ready to close our book on something and then getting ready to come into something anew here. This could be, looking at some future stuff here, I feel like you might have been going through some kind of tougher times on the past. I'm getting a lot of emotional kind of problem, I feel like we're more in our feels this week. And I only say that because you have the 2 cups here. And the cups have to deal with emotional matters. And I feel like with the Aeon card popping up, I feel like, now we're maybe a chapter is either closing or we're trying to bring something to a close. But it's something that's hindering us to maybe take that next step. Because the Aeon card, it could be of a card of definitive action too. And I feel like that's maybe a little bit more where this energy is leaning towards. And I say that because with the 2 of Cups, the 2 of Cups is normally my card of compassion, compassion for ourselves, really investing in, because whenever we're good here, because think of this as you here. This is your ruler in Cancer here, Venus in Cancer. And, usually when I talk about this, it's like, when we're feeling fulfilled, we can fill up all our cups and we can get to this 10 of Cups here. But I'm feeling like this little, because usually this would be very, very lovely here. But I feel like something is getting in the way of getting to to this closure here. And this could be with, Oddly enough, I'm kind of picking up maybe this is like a relationship here. Could be maybe someone you're intimately with, maybe could be a friend, maybe it could be a family member. But I'm feeling that there's some kind of disconnect here, and that's sort of getting in the way of getting to this Ten of Cups here. And the Ten of Cups is a card of satiety, a card of fulfillment. Really, getting that, really just getting it to this place where just like our energy's so great and it was just abundance all over the place, and we're just overflowing with just joy and bliss and like everything that we could need in life we have. But I'm feeling that with some, we're having this place where we're either stuck in this place, we're stuck in we're having troubles bringing something to a close that's kind of impeding us to get to this fulfillment here. Or maybe we've come out of a difficult chapter and now we're just trying to figure out how to shape our world now that whatever this thing has ended. Maybe this was something, this is a relationship, we might have been maybe some codependency. Maybe we're trying to find who just Taurus is again. You might have shaped yourself around this relationship for so long, and now we're just trying to get to just finding yourself again. I feel like you might have got lost in this, and I say that because let's get into some future stuff here. You have the Seven of Cups, you have the Queen of Cups, and then you have the Seven of Discs. Now with the Seven of Cups, this is a card of like toxicity, a card of overindulgence. This is like a prelude to a devil moment here. But I'm getting more so with this one. This is a lot of Venus energy here. So you got Venus in Scorpio here. And I feel like maybe with this relationship, whatever this is, because normally this is, I do read this card mainly as just like referring to you, but I'm feeling a more outside influence here for some. And I do feel like with this popping up is that there might have been just some unhealthy behaviors that are going on. It could have been a codependency. Maybe there was just some overall just kind of toxic behavior. Maybe there were some mind games being played. Just a lot of emotional manipulation here, because that's that's a very, if you're trying to get back to this fulfillment and try to get to this Ten of Cups here, this is definitely something that's going to need to be addressed. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of healing that's going to be needed from this situation before we're feeling whole again. But don't let that bring you down, because you have the Queen of Cups here. And Liz, I know I just said that I don't want to bring you down, but before I get into her, I really kind of want to talk about this for like a hot second, the hottest second. Because with the Seven of Discs, don't hate me, with the Seven of Discs, this is Saturn and Taurus here. So I feel like there's been some lessons, definitely some. I'm getting like a lot of self-esteem here. Normally the disc have to deal with material matters, but the Seven of Discs is a card of failure, a card of unmet goals, maybe just not putting in more work and not getting the rewards that match the work that you put in here. And I feel like maybe this has gotten you feel like with this, maybe whatever has come to an end here, maybe we're feeling like we failed in some way. Maybe that things could have worked out better. What ways could I have made this work? Just all of those things, those regrets, those past things, the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. But here's the thing, and I know this is going to sound harsh, but it's like, you know what? We're here now. Things didn't work out as they should. But that's not to paint it as a failure. This is not to get it, this didn't happen to just put you in this place just because. This is where the growth is happening. This is where these sevens here, this is where the healing needs to start. Now we can get back to this Queen of Cups energy here, because you're definitely going to need, she's perfect energy for this, because she's the type, when things come into, when situations like this come into her space, she's the type that takes it, and just like how I'm doing here, all right guys, I see you. What's the nature of your problem? Okay, heard. What's the nature of your problem? Okay, heard. And then she takes it, yeah, she's very efficient like that. And she takes it and she's going to mold these energies around her field. You know, take all the beauty and the strengths and the lessons from this and then apply some of that Two of Cups in this. Now we're taking this relationship aspect, now we're feeding these lessons back into ourselves. And that's what the Queen of Cups is doing, because she is her superpower is that she's impressionable by the influences of other cards. And it's not to say that she just takes them on and is just like, that's it. You know, she's just in it now. She takes it and she calms it. Because if you look at her background, her stuff is so serene. She's very mysterious in her realm. She's an observer. She sees this stuff, and she's on a throne of still water here. Everything's calm. Everything's just Gucci. That's how she likes to keep her world here. And again, it's not that she's ignoring it, but it's just, you know, we gotta. It's not taking that baggage on, because this is Cancerian energy here, and I'm a Cancer. So let me give you some insight here. Sometimes with Cancers, we tend to in the efforts to try to help someone. This is a very Cancer move, Taurus. You're trying to help someone here. You know, you want them to be better. You know, you're pouring all of this into stuff. You know, you're trying to you're just pouring your all into this, and you're making, you know, you're taking on the nature of their problem, you're making it your own, and then you got to take your problems on top of that, and it just becomes this whole big thing where if the Queen of Cups did that, yeah, even she could get drowned and all that, because that's a lot to suss through. And you know what, let's move on to some future stuff here, because you got the, or we were already in the future. Let's move to this other thing. Look at that. I was taking on the nature of your problem. I forgot where I was, Taurus. Let's get back on track. Because you got the Tower here. You have the Four of Wands, and then you have the Seven of Wands. Now, with this Tower here, that's what just happened when we inundated the Queen of Cups there for a second. That was the Tower moment. And at least what I'm imagining here with what you kind of presented. But I do feel like with this Tower moment, it's one of those things, it's going to feel a lot worse than it is. If this is like a breakup, if this is, you know, in whatever capacity this is, because breakups hurt friends, family, whatever it is. You know, if there's a place where there's been this disconnect, that's tough. But I feel like with the Tower popping up, we might be in the heat of it right now. You know, I'm not sure how fresh this wound is, but depending on the state, I know how it feels when we're in it. But the Tower is there to remind us that the clarity is coming. You are that Eye of Shiva there. You're Queen of Cups, and you're the Queen of Cups looking. That's her in a rather intimidating way. That's her looking down at this situation here. In all this chaos and all this destruction, look at that. There's still there's always a little bit of love buried underneath there. And I feel like just keep that in mind while we're dealing with this Tower moment. And it is going to bring you to this Four of Wands energy here. And that's the Four of Wands is a card of completion, it's a card of rest, and it's a card of knowledge bringing conclusions. And I feel like that's where we're getting here. We're taking the knowledge from this Tower moment here, and we can just kind of rest for a second, you know, because that takes a lot of energy to pack through stuff, especially when you're dealing with any kind of matters in particular, or matters in general. But I feel like in particular when we really got to tap into our feelings there and really kind of address that. It's you know, it's one of those things. I feel like take the time to appreciate that win, because that's another thing with this card too. Another Venus card. Your ruler wants you to get through this. She's not here, but she's helping out behind the scenes. Because this is too, you know, while you're doing all this healing, appreciate that along the way. You know, appreciate what you've accomplished, and take the rest and getting that it takes to get there. And the Seven of Wands is just kind of doubling down on that. Normally this is my card of, and you know, this applies too, having like the courage to meet this situation here, to face these sevens here. Absolutely, look at that, all the sevens all day. But look, we got synchronicities here. Again, all these things are starting to line up. But this is also too a card of just like appreciating the small victories. So however you're tackling this, if you got to tackle one disc at a time, one cup at a time, wins. all the same. You know, it's getting you to that end game. It's getting you to this Aeon card here. Wins. You are a winner every step of the way. We're not focusing on just like, sure, things didn't go how we wanted, but we're winning. And let me let's move to some perspectives here, Taurus, because now we're cooking. Because over here you have the Six of Swords, you got the Prince of Swords, and then you have the Moon card. Now with the Six of Swords, the Six of Swords is a card of, you know, that difficult coming to that relief, or, you know, getting to that rest after a challenge, you know, really getting to that balanced energy, having that directed knowledge. And that's, for me, this is a card of just like you've gotten the wisdom and stuff that you need from this situation here, and now we're getting ready to take some actions here, because now we've seen it, now we've put eyes on it, and now we've mapped it out, we've got a game plan. Now we can, again, how we were tackling it, one cup today, one disc today, one cup tomorrow. However we're tackling it, now we're really starting to get some momentum here. And this is a card too, I want to say it's this one. It's this one in the Seven of Swords. It can either be passage by land or by water. I want to say this one is journey by land. And but either way, I do wanted to bring that up too. I feel like maybe for some, what we possibly could need is maybe not necessarily like a move per se, but maybe we just need a change of sceneries. You know, maybe if something is just along as just like getting outside, weather permitting, because where I'm at, you know, winter's around the corner, and it's I ain't trying to be outside all day. But you know, if as you can change your environment, you know, maybe that can kind of help give you some kind of fresh perspectives in dealing with this energy here, so that we're not stuck in this Prince of Swords energy. Because the Prince of Swords, to me, he's a very intelligent figure. He's, but the thing is, with any of the sword stuff, because the swords have to deal with intellect, he can get in his head sometimes. And it gets him to this place where he lacks, kind of similar to the Knight of Wands, where he sort of can, or Knight of Swords, where he can lack direction. He has the passion and the drive for it, but it's, you know, full of ideas, but just no guidance. And so now he looks like this domineering figure and trying to tell everyone where to go, and they're just like, he's just like, go figure it out, and they're just like, okay, going home, going to bed, going to the movies, you know, where random. But that's what that would be frustrating for anybody, because it's like, that's not what I meant. And then that gets he gets all in his head, he doesn't want to do, and then we just start to stagnate. Now we're just like kind of looking around like life is out of our control. You know, we're being reactive as opposed to being proactive. But good news, you got the Moon here. And I feel like the Moon is coming us to say, that, you know, to see the illusions for what they are. And it's, again, it's easy to say that when you're on the outside of it. So know that I know that when you're in it, it is hard. But check out down here. You know, if it's hard to meet this, because I could see where if you're coming to this gate here, because the Moon card is considered like one of the more fearful cards of the deck, because you got these two Anubis figures here. They got jackals at their feet. Who would want to go through that gate looking at that stuff? But check this out here, and I honestly just really started to notice this not too long ago. I was doing another reading, but you got this, think of this, you got this scarab beetle down here. And it looks, when it's walking up to this thing, you would think, buddy, you don't want to go over there. It is madness. But he's got this little sun here. That's what this is supposed to represent. So I feel like it's one of those things that if you keep in mind, keep your intentions at heart. Keep in mind what's going to get you fulfilled. Keep your sun in mind when you're going to greet this Moon, and that's going to illuminate, you know, shine a light on all these illusions, and you're going to see this card for what it is, because the Moon is inviting us. The Moon is my ruler. So let me tell you, the Moon wants us to, it's a welcoming energy. It wants us to embrace that change and to really start to evolve and to get to that better state. So don't let this seven of stuff, don't let all these sevens fool you. There is good stuff that's going to be coming for you, Taurus, and bring it home, higher self. Here's what your higher self wants you to know. You got 8 of disc here, you got the Fool, and you got the devil. Or excuse me, the death card. I just did something with I got devil on the brain. It's fine. But here, you have with the Eight of Disc. The Eight of Disc is a card of wisdom, card of prudence, and just like normally it's a card of like being wise in your material matters, but I feel like this is you being a wise just in how you're handling yourself in general, because you've gone through stuff like this in the past and you have grown. You know, we might have, I like to say that, you know, you've been through this 8 times before, let's do it again. Because check out what you've produced. You know, it's one of those things when this plant started, it was just a little seed. We didn't know what was going to come from this, but we applied that sunshine. You remember? You kept that sunshine that you were going down over here. And now look, we got the sun in Virgo and everything is growing as it should. Everything is all lovely. And now we can go tackle the day again. We can go with that fool's enthusiasm, that carpe diem, that just everything is going to be all right again. Just that renewed vigor. Because this, again, this is a win, Taurus. This is you rising above. You know, you've taken this, you've Queen of Cups like a champ, and now we're going to go out with the compassion that we've gotten from this too, because just like it's one of those things, like how I was saying, you know, it's easier from the outside looking in, but you can help people. You know, if you're in this place where you've gone through this, you can help someone else get through their transformation, okay, their death card, because the death card is a card of transformation, voluntary or involuntary, but change is going to happen. And it's one of those things, I feel like if you really kind of lean into this healing, again, take it in stride, you know, take it as it feels right. But know that once you do get through this change, you're going to be able to help people change. You know what? Let's switch back towards. I think we're in a good place to transition. But yeah, once you've gotten through this place and you've gone through all this, you're going to be able to help someone else out, because that's the whole point of this channel. You know, to help. You know, you go through your experiences and then you bring this to me, and then it's like we analyze it, and then hopefully I help you raise the vibration, and then it helps me raise mine too, and then we just keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing that, and just spreading this, starting a brand new Aeon. You know, taking that new step. Yeah, I like that, Taurus. So hopefully that resonated with you, because I get it. I get it, especially if this is like an ending. Small little story about me. I just went through a personal, like a kind of a big kind of ending myself. But it is one of those things that once you come from it, are there other things that suck? Sure. But something really beautiful came out of it too. And I'll tell you, and this applied to me just as it will eventually apply to you. There's going to be this self-love that comes back again. You know, there's like, it's not, you won't have to look for, you'll be able to find that love from within first, you know, instead of reaching out and having to rely on that, you know, because once you're able to love here and really support yourself here, there's nothing you can't do, Taurus. So hopefully that made sense. I won't beat that any longer. If you haven't already, please, you know, do the YouTube thing, subscribe, like, share, and for just a better picture of you, check your moon, check your rising, and this week we're checking our Jupiter, because I feel like, you know, once you get through this place, there's going to be some expansive energy coming. You know, you're going to get to this, and it could just give you a tool to help just grow from this. And also because it's in Celestial News Weekly that Jupiter is busy, and it's bringing there's some good stuff on the horizon here, Taurus. So let's get into that news so I can tell you all about it. Okay, because guess what? On the 22nd, the sun is entering Sagittarius. We're in Sagittarius season now. So this is going to be a good time to just open your hearts up to all the opportunities that the world has to offer. You know, there's going to be this feeling of optimism, you know, and this is a good time, you know, instead of focusing on the things that we can't do. because that's easy. It's like we could get into that spiral. Let's focus on the things we can do, and let's make that easy. It's like, okay, well, you know what I mean. We don't have to get into that spiral, but yeah, just getting into this place where we're feeding ourselves more optimism. We're trying to uplift ourselves a lot more. And that, I feel like that's going to help you really navigate to the season, because then we get into the next day. The 23rd is going to be the new moon in Sagittarius. And now that we have all this optimism, now that we're feeling hopeful, we can plant that seed of optimism and then take the lessons, these painful lessons here, and then get some really good get some good strengths from this, and start visualizing like this bigger, brighter future, and seeing all the hope that it has to offer. And on the same day, if you need a little extra support, Jupiter is going direct. So this is going to be, it's a really auspicious time. Jupiter is the planet of positivism, of fortune, of hope, of what else? I think I've said everything. It's just, I could talk about Jupiter all day. But this is, it's just going to be in this place. I feel like really with where you're at, in the healing that you're getting ready to do, if you really can pour all this positive energy into yourself and really just kind of shower yourself in it, just really just kind of, yeah, just like that. It's going to, I think it's going to fuel you in a way, Taurus, that's going to, something beautiful is going to sprout from this energy here. I feel like when you get to your Two of Cups, I can't wait. I can't wait. And I'm sure you can't either. So no, work with this energy how you feel. Let's see if we can get this to kind of help get Taurus back uplifted a bit. Now let's get into some aspects so I can get you out of here. You got the sun is trine with Jupiter. And with this is like shining a light on abundance and opportunity. The energy is going to be full of optimism and enthusiasm. So it's just like really, it's like you already got the sun entering Sagittarius. The sun is just like, you know what? I'm just shining a light on everyone. I want the goodness, just all of that. This is just going to be really, I feel like just that now, just going forward, granted we still have Mars retrograde, but it'll definitely make this energy a lot easier to work with. And some good crystals to work with that are either sunstone or a yellow sapphire for Jupiter. Next, you have Mars squared with Neptune. And with this, it's like actions combined with idealism. And so our goals may be a little unclear. We're feeling like we want to do something, but there's this haziness due to Neptune. But it's one of those things that if we kind of focus on what's getting us that, where'd it go? Getting us that fulfillment. If we focus that energy there and just kind of use that driving force, because with Mars energy, things are they're stagnating some. And so it's not about necessarily working hard against the energy, it's working smarter with the energy. Trying to feel like what's working, because it may not even be like you need to quit something. It's just like, all right, this isn't working right now. I just need to, let's try again the next year. Let's try again. Let's push it out a little bit. But definitely work with this. I feel like if you're going with that intention of fulfillment, things are going to come a lot easier. It's going to come to you. So hopefully that made sense. Yeah, let's move on. I think that I'm so optimistic right now. It's just one of those things. Like my head is just like, it's just sunshine all up in here, which is where I want you. I want to get you there. Which I don't know how this is going to help, because this last one, and this is just to kind of ground us a little bit, because Mars is going to be trine with Saturn, and when this happens, you're going to feel like it's going to be difficult to get things done, but the projects are going to be more grounded. I feel like it's, instead of having this sort of like dreamy like state, you're going to be able to bring stuff down to reality, and if you're able to persevere, which Taurus, I don't need to tell you how to persevere, because once you get it going, please. But once you do get this thing going, it's going to have a lasting impact. That's going to, I really feel like it's going to just really get you back to where we're feeling really good again. And some energies to work with that are either a ruby or an onyx. So yeah, I think we're good, Taurus. Let me go ahead and get your surprise card, and I will get you out of nice. Four of Cups. Now with this one, this is a nice little finisher here. Let's end on a little extra feels before we go, because the Four of Cups is a card of gratitude, and I feel like I really am. I'm getting with this. If we were in that space where we resonated, where it's like this had to deal with an ending, you know, a partner, whatever that is, a separation. You know, I don't know the details, but it's one of those things. I feel like if you can be grateful for, maybe not necessarily, again, I don't know the degree, not necessarily what happened to you, but how you've grown from this situation. That's where I feel like the Four of Cups is trying to emphasize here. Look at where you've come, and then where you want to go. And that what am I trying to say? Because it's almost there. Just being grateful for the changes that have evolved from you. How this is, because relationships, in whatever form that takes, they shape us. And instead of focusing on what negative things have brought you down, look at how you've risen from this, and look at how you're using that momentum. Look at how you're transforming. Look at how you're the fooling. Look at how you Queen of Cups. Keep all this energy in mind. Look at all this growth that you've got from this situation, and I feel like that's going to get you in a place that where we're not so bitter, you know, if that made sense. Because it was, I wish that I could have just pushed that thought into my head, because that was a feeling, but I really am feeling a place of gratitude, and I don't feel like, it may not resonate with you right now, but I do feel like there's going to be a moment when some time, because healing takes time, and when you've gotten some time and gotten some more strength, you're going to be able to look at this and think, wow, yeah, I'm great, yeah, I'm Taurus. Hopefully that made sense, Taurus. That's all I got for you here. Oh, good news. I'm evolving by the day. I am on Facebook now, so check out if you want to follow me on Facebook, you know, so we can be friends, and you can tell me about your growth along the way. Yeah, follow me on Facebook. I have a link in the description box below, but yeah, stay safe out there, Taurus. Let's keep raising that vibration, Soul Tribe, and I will catch you on the next one later.